Hello, today we're going to talk about the factory design pattern. This is a way to create objects without knowing the exact class that you're going to be using. So this is, in a sentence, it delegates instantiation logic to its child classes. The factory does. A real world example they give a lot is a logistics company. So let's say they handle delivery requests, but they have three kinds. They have a standard delivery, an express delivery, and an oversized delivery. Well, they have one place that is going to receive all these requests, and then it's going to delegate that to these implementations of it, right? So each one of these, standard, express, oversized, they implement the actual delivery request. So we're going to do something like that today using our Space Marine once again. I'll leave a link in the description for this one where we use the builder logic for our Space Marine. And we can see here I already have him loaded up, and just in the app I have two Space Marines loaded up, Hadrian and Jimis. So let's go ahead and get started. What does a Space Marine need? He needs a weapon, right? So we're going to have three weapon types. We're going to use an enumerator for a pistol, a rifle, and a sniper rifle. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's create an enum, and let's call it weapon type. In here we are just going to have pistol, rifle, and sniper rifle. And then we're going to do something a little different today. We are going to provide constructors for these, private string title, and we are going to say weapon type. I'm just going to take a string, title, and we're going to say this dot title equals title. And it's yelling, oh, it's got to be private. Yeah, there we go. And so now we can see that these are yelling at me because they need to fulfill this constructor obligation. So all we're going to do is just add pistol in quotes here, rifle and sniper rifle. And then we will also override the toString to just return the title. Return title. Perfect. So we're going to use this for two different kinds of weapons today. We are going to have a bolter, and we are going to have a plasma. Now these are going to be of type weapon. They are going to extend this. Actually, we're going to make an interface. Change that. They are going to implement this weapon. And for right now, we're not going to do anything with it. We're just going to kind of use it as a marker interface so that we can return either one of these implements weapon. There we go. And same thing with plasma. Implements weapon. Now, like we just said, there can be three different kinds of bolter guns and three different kinds of plasma guns, right? They are going to take a weapon type, which is the enumerator that we just created. So let's go ahead and create our constructor, which is going to take a weapon type, this dot weapon type equals weapon type. And then we'll just override one more time the toString method. And we will return bolter. Is this bolter? Yep. Plus weapon type. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for our plasma. Just make sure that we change the relevant information. And this right here, plasma. There we go. So these are the weapons that we are going to be creating using our factory pattern, our factory design. So let's go ahead and create a new package here called factory, factory. And following in our 40K Space Marine kind of theme, we're going to call it the Manufactorum. In Warhammer 40K, just take any real word and replace the end of it with or us, and that's pretty much all you got to do. So what this is going to do is going to have a single method to forge a weapon. It's going to return a weapon. It's going to be called forge weapon. And again, we need to know, is it a pistol, is it a rifle, is it a sniper rifle? Let's go ahead and import those. Boom. And now we want to delegate this method to its child classes. We're going to have one for Bolter and one for Plasma. And rather, they're going to be classes that implement this. So let's have our Bolter Manufactorum, and we will have our Plasma Manufactorum. Boom. Let's go to Bolter first, and this is going to implement Factorum, Manufactorum. So maybe I should keep these a little simpler, but I think it's just kind of fun to use Warhammer 40,000 stuff. Alright, did I spell something wrong here, or did I just need to implement? So what did I do here? I said Manfactorum. Refactor, rename, Manufactorum. There we go. Yeah. That's alright. And then in here. There we go. Alright, so now it wants us to implement that method. But first we're going to do some stuff. So we are going to have a private static final. We're going to have an arsenal. And this is going to be what we'll call Bolter Arsenal. And this is going to be a map of weapon type to a bolter. And I think my syntax is wrong. Nope, that's fine. So now it wants us to define, we need to initialize this bolter arsenal. So we're just going to use this static, so this is going to be shared across all instances of this. And what we are going to do is say bolter arsenal equals a new enum map. This is a map specifically for enumerators, and it is going to use the enumerator weapon type. New enum map, that should be fine. Import that. Yep. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use our stream API, arrays.stream, and we are going to go through every value in the weapon type. So pistol, rifle, sniper rifle. And then for each of those, we are going to take the type, use our lambda expression here, and we are going to map that to our bolter arsenal. So bolter arsenal.put type, yep, that's correct. And then we're going to create a new bolter of that type. Remember, our bolter needs a weapon type, pistol, rifle, sniper rifle, so we're getting that from our enumerator class weapon type. Perfect, so that's that initialized. And so now we need to override this Manufactorum method, right? It's yelling at us because it's saying we must implement the inherited abstract method forge weapon. So let's do that. And this is going to be really easy. We just need to now go to our bolter arsenal that we created and get the weapon type that is passed into our forge weapon. And there you go. So now let's, as always, override our toString method, public string toString. Next, I'll show you how to do this a little quicker. And we are going to say the bolter Manufactorum. Boom. And there we go. So let's do the same thing for our plasma. Go ahead and put this in here. And we're going to change this to plasma, of course. And then we should get a cascade effect. Yeah. Plasma arsenal. Plasma arsenal. I know there's better ways to do this. Sorry. Ay. Boom. And we want to make sure, same thing here, plasma, arsenal, and this needs to be plasma. Might have been quicker if I had just done it by hand. Sorry, bear with me, people. And then let's go ahead and get rid of, did I get rid of bolter already? Did it? And then why is it yelling here? The method must override. Oh, it doesn't like my... Oh, that's why. Because I didn't implement the Manufactorum. Whoops. Implements Manufactorum. There we go. Now it's not going to complain at me. Perfect. And then the Plasma Manufactorum. And there we go. So this is our factory pattern in place. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we have our Space Marines, and now we are going to create a new Plasma Manufactorum equals new Plasma Manufactorum, and a Bolter Manufactorum BM equals new Bolter Manufactorum. Perfect. And now we have these Manufactorums up and running, so let's create a weapon. Let's create a Plasma Pistol equals pm.forge weapon type pistol. And then same thing, we're going to create a Bolter Sniper Rifle. Why not? Equals Bolter Rifle is kind of the classic 40k weapon, so let's just do that. Weapon type rifle. And there we go. Let's go ahead and import our weapon. There we go. So now we should be able to take a look at these. We can say, let's sys out PM plus as forged A plus Plasma Pistol. And if we go ahead and print that, we can see here the Plasma Manufactorum has forged a Plasma Pistol. Perfect. And then same thing for our Bolter Rifle, BM plus as forged A plus Bolter Rifle. Boom. There we go. So now we have our factory up and running. We are churning out weapons. So we need to go to my weapon type. Yep. I misspelled that. Sorry about that. Boom. There we go. Hopefully there's no more typos. I hate typos. They drive me crazy. Cool. That's perfect. So now let's go a step farther, because this is where we get into the fun part of coding, right? So let's go ahead and arm our Space Marine. He needs a weapon. And so now we're going to say this dot weapon equals builder dot weapon. If I can spell. Go ahead and get that, and then in here, private weapon, and then same thing, let's add one more to our builder, public builder, set weapon. Let's take in a weapon, this dot weapon, love boilerplate, weapon, and return this. Boom. And finally, let's make a getter, public weapon, get weapon, return weapon. So now if we go to our app, we have these Space Marines, but they need a weapon. So we're going to need to put this after, actually. Let's just put all of this before. And let's go ahead and arm them. Set weapon. We'll give him the Plasma Pistol. And then him, we will give the Bolter Rifle. Yep, thank you. And now we can go ahead and instead of, actually we'll just do it right here. We'll say Hadron plus is equipped with a, and then we're just going to do Hadrian dot get weapon. And then same thing down here. Why doesn't it, oops, because I need a plus. There we go. And then same thing here, Jimis plus is equipped with a plus Jimis.get weapon. And then blammo. We can see the Space Marine Hadrian of Faction Busirans is equipped with a Plasma Pistol. Space Marine Jimis of Faction Wolverines is equipped with a Bolter Rifle. So we need a space there, and then get rid of that. And there we go. So now our Space Marine is equipped with something. And you know what? Let's get nuts, you guys. Let's go one even farther. So our interface, our weapon, let's create a method. Right now, we're not going to return anything. We're just going to say fire. So if we do this, now I should be getting compilation errors. There we go. Because we need to implement this method, fire. And so for our bolter round, we'll say something like a bolter round explodes, if I could spell, from the muzzle. But then our plasma rifle is also yelling at us, and a plasma rifle is a little different. So we're going to say system out a plasma charge, a plasma bolt, I don't know, is violently discharged. Boom, there we go. And so now let's give our Space Marines the ability to fire this weapon. Let's say public fire, public void, fire. And we would just call weapon dot fire. And so now if we go in here, we can go ahead and say, let's say Hadrian plus, what do we say? Plus Virus's weapon. And put a space there, and then plus Hadrian dot fire. We should probably change that to fire weapon, but that's all right. So I'm not even gonna fight with this right now. We're just gonna say like this: print boolean. Why are we printing a boolean? Removing to. Oh, I'm stupid. We can just say Hadrian dot fire because that's gonna print out. And then Jimis dot fire. And let's see what we get. A plasma bolt is violently discharged from Hadrian because he has the plasma pistol. And then a bolter-on explodes from the muzzle because Jimis has the bolter rifle. So again, this is a good way to demonstrate overriding methods and how we can use this to our advantage, where it was just one method that we made, but we get two different results because they have different weapons, right? The implementation of the weapon.fire logic is different for each weapon. Now we could go even further and do with the weapon type, but I'm just trying to illustrate a point here. So that's it for today. That is the factory design pattern along with a few other things, but I hope that was informative. If there's anything you see here that you don't like, if there's anything you do like, please like, comment, subscribe, and I would be happy to let you know. So thanks a lot for your guys' time. I will see you next time.